In this new golden age of cryptocurrency, Donald Trump is working to change America. We found links between the Trump family and XRP, but what are they? I dug around and I think I have some cool stuff to show you. That's all what this video is going to cover. Now let's listen to what Donald Trump has said about cryptocurrencies in the US and why he thinks they are so important for his government going forward. A lot of Americans don't know that the technical behind the scenes of the banking system is decades, if not decades, out of date. Out of date. Out of date. You already know that. Paul and others are making things right, but sending money and making payments costs a lot and can take days or even weeks to clear. With this plan, the whole old system can be brought into the 21st century by using the latest cryptography technology. Who would have thought that 2 years later we would still be saying that? A lot of Americans are. What Trump is saying is that he and his government want to make it cheaper for people and the government to do business in the United States. I can't even think how much the US government spent every day to move all that money around with the old system. It's still very expensive, even if you do it in your own country. You need to know that many countries trade with each other and that a lot of money moves between them. It will save America money if we can speed up and lower the cost of moving money over time. That was one of his goals. Trump wants his government to find ways to save money everywhere it can. And I think this was one of the things they thought they could do. By making a few changes, they could make a bigger difference. That's what we're getting now. I'll play this one. Crypto. I want it. I believe in crypto because China will do it if we don't. It's new. A lot of people like it. It's really hot. That part of the market stayed much stronger than other parts of the market when the market went down. But I want crypto because millions of other people do too. Do you know that Biden went after it violently? Then right before the election, he changes his mind about everything. Everyone changed their minds when he became head of the SEC. Do you know why? Because there are hundreds of millions of people who use crypto, and they wanted votes from those people. That's pretty much it, right? This was true for about 4 years during the Biden era. So, they went after many crypto companies and didn't let the technology grow. And a lot of people in the United States just chose not to build. And they did change their tune near the end. They did this because they saw that it was a popular issue among people of all ages, including younger voters. Crypto isn't just for kids or old people, right? Anyone can start to understand how blockchain works. It will only take a little time to do that. So, you have to give the Trump government credit for realizing they could connect with a larger group of people and keeping their promises. They'll pick you to win. That's what took place. But it's good to see that he's doing what he said he would do for the crypto bills in the first 6 months of being in office. I admire his hard work because I didn't think we could get rules so fast. I'm glad it's here. We also need to make sure everything is clear, of course. We do have fixed coin rules that are written into law. The phrase against CBDC is also making its way through. But man, I think we're in a really good spot right now in the US. I'll play this one. Let me say this for the whole crypto community. For years, you were laughed at, ignored, and written off. Not even a year and a half ago, you were thrown out. But this signature is a huge proof. And even before this deal, for the past year or year and a half, I think the value of your goods has gone up more than any stock, or almost more. I will say that there were a few stocks that were pretty good. But as a whole, your field has gone up more than anyone else. Hey, XRP has grown faster than a lot of other cryptos these days. Then there's President Trump signing the Genius Act into law. And now, the Genius Act is the law that controls stablecoins. I put a lot of work into this. We know what's going on here. It will be 18 months before this starts to work. Treasurer of the United States Scott Bessent is the only person who could speed that up. If he stepped in, he could make the Genius Act a law in the United States in 4 months, if he wanted to. 4 months if he wanted to. We need to wait and see if he does that. After that, I wanted to look at some other links between the Trump family and XRP. In the first few weeks of his presidency, Trump tweeted about the Bitcoin reserve and the digital asset reserve, and he said that he wanted to start adding XRP to these reserves. It turned out that these were just presidential orders, so there was no tax money behind them, so he couldn't start buying Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, or ADA at that time. But I think this is something he wants to figure out how to do. So I'm going to keep an eye on this to see what new information we get. And we will understand it. But these are some things I've seen. Adding XRP to the public and making policy proposals. In March 2025, Donald Trump announced his plans to make a crypto strategic reserve and named XRP along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano. Solana, and Cardano. The choice to include XRP is affected by lobbying and social media. Trump's words seem to have been affected by political work done by a Ballard Partners lobbyist, whose list of clients included Ripple, the company that works with XRP, wrote the messages that Trump later shared on True Social. That makes sense, right? I don't think Trump really knows what XRP does, but you know it makes sense. In the background, lobbyists are getting this together for Trump to post, and they are connected to Ripple and XRP. That's really cool. I didn't know this piece at all. I learned that while making this movie. Trump's original description of XRP as a strategic digital asset caused a huge and quick rise in the XRP market, which saw its value rise by $44 billion in just 75 minutes. There's also the political and legal background. For years, Ripple and its leaders have used political ties, having given money to campaigns of both parties, including a large gift of $11 million worth of XRP to Kamala Harris's cause. Some people might look at this and say, I can't believe Chris Larsson gave $11 million to Kamala Harris, but Ripple, the company, needs to be able to handle both ends. Both ends. Not if you only back one horse, that horse will lose, you'll be out of luck. I believe there was some kind of political game going on here. And I think, listen, put yourself in the place of an American crypto business. You're having a big vote. You don't want to make either side mad. What are you going to do? Two different people will each give the other side money. It doesn't matter which side wins, you'll still be the winner. I think this is a smart move that worked. It looks like things are going well for them. There are also policy ideas and public support, such as XRP direct market impact. The comments made behind the scenes, including campaigns for and against Ripple. We talked about legislative and regulatory signals that are good for the crypto business, and XRP was one of them, of them. Also, Trump's kids know that crypto will be very important to their family and to most people. Let me play this. I believe these safe coins will actually help the dollar to remain the world's most important currency, not hurt it. That seems like a given. It's interesting to note that Tether is the fourth biggest holder of US treasuries in the world. What are we going to do with US done? I mean, these are trillions of dollars in treasuries that other countries have said they will give up in order to make their own currency to replace the petrodollar or whatever it is. This is because those other countries haven't always been good actors or have taken advantage of these things over the years. I believe that steady coins could save the US dollar. Think about these stable coins. We already know how well-liked fixed coins will be. There's also this. That's true. So, actually, it's its own registration statement that fires Truth Social Crypto Blue Chip ETF. I looked this up in Perplexity, and it does talk about XRP. In the plan for an ETF, XRP is named as one of the main assets that will be held. At first, 2% of the whole fund is planned to be allocated to XRP in the ETF. Trump's social media company is making an ETF, a bundled ETF, and 2% of that package will be invested in XRP. They are also going to buy Kronos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. It's important to pay attention to the fact that the president's own business is now investing in crypto assets. Finally, let me play this last video for you. Trump says that cryptocurrency will kill banks like JP Morgan Chase. This is what banks are scared of. This is the reason why banks are rushing to get the kit. Therefore, banks will go work with Ripple right away since they need to finish this task as soon as possible. I ask myself, why do these banks need to exist? What is it that JP Morgan Chase does that DeFi and blockchain can't do better, faster, cheaper, or more openly? So that's why I came up with this idea and why I got into the world of cryptocurrencies. It should make a lot of things better. The SWIFT method in this country doesn't work at all. So, at 4 p.m. every Friday, I'm either waiting for a bank transfer to arrive or trying to send one. It's dull and slow, and it doesn't make sense. You check